Tamar Braxton is right now in the hospital fighting for her life because apparently there's been some reports that for everybody to pray for Tamar and her family. And this girl tweeted back, oh, who is she fighting now? And I just, man, it just makes me so upset when people have no compassion, man. Like, this girl's in the hospital fighting for her life. That's what she's fighting for. And it's real life. This ain't reality TV.
The hospital room was quiet, but the world outside was shaking. The white sheets, steady monitors, and sterile air couldn't drown out the storm Tamar Braxton had sent ripping through Atlanta. For days, the city buzzed like a beehive. Gossip blogs were erupting, timelines were drowning in hashtags, and every influencer suddenly had an opinion. But when Tamar finally broke her silence from that hospital bed, all the noise stopped. Her voice was barely above a whisper, but her words were bombs, accusations aimed directly at Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris. It all began the night everything spiraled. Tamar Braxton, known for her voice, her fire, and her brutally honest drama, spent the evening moving through Atlanta like a spark searching for gasoline. Dinner with funky Dineva at Ruth's Chris should have been harmless. A birthday celebration, some laughter, a moment to remind everyone she could still shine despite everything life had thrown at her. But the energy shifted when she slid into V12 Lounge. And waiting there was Mendeecees Harris. Yes, that Mendeecees. The man who stays quiet while every woman around him fights his battles. The man whose name never leaves the rumor mill of reality TV. Eyewitnesses swear Tamar and Mendeecees weren't just chatting. They were close, too close. Leaning in, whispering, brushing hands, moving like the whole club had turned into their private booth. The moment Yandy walked into the lounge, the air tightened. People felt the tension before they even saw the trio. Eyes sharpened. Conversations stopped. A silence rolled in, the kind that comes right before everything blows up. What happened next became a dozen different stories online. Some say Tamar laughed too loudly to hide the tension. Others say Yandy walked up with that cold, controlled calm she's famous for. The kind of calm that hides fire behind flawless edges. But one thing is clear, Tamar Braxton and Yandy Smith collided. Phones rose instantly. Drinks froze midair. And Mendeecees? He did what he always does, sat silent, letting chaos swirl around him. That silence is how he survives. It's how he hides. She got louder, sharper. You think you own him, she allegedly threw across the room like a dagger. Some swear a drink went flying. Some say Tamar slapped a glass. Others claim Yandy shoved it. Whatever started it, the club exploded in screams, scrambling bodies, and security rushing in. Fans of love and hip-hop know the name well. The same cousin Kesha, who once stormed a reunion stage and attacked Samantha, Mendeecees' child's mother, while Yandy sat front row looking polished and innocent. The same cousin who does the dirty work while Yandy stays camera-ready. So when Tamar Braxton ended the night injured, bloodied, shaken, and confused, fans didn't hesitate. They connected the dots in seconds. By morning, the whispers became an earthquake. Tamar Braxton posted the unthinkable herself. I almost died. I was found in a pool of blood. I fractured my nose. I lost my teeth. I don't even know what happened to me. Sympathy poured in, then skepticism. How does someone fracture their nose without knowing why? I didn't just fall, she said, voice weak but steady. I was attacked. And I know exactly who was behind it. That I saw her cousin. I saw Kesha. She was there. Don't let them lie. Don't let them spin it. Kesha pulled up. For years, fans suspected Yandy never got her hands dirty because cousin Kesha did it for her. Tamar's words felt like confirmation. You sat there. You let it happen. You didn't protect me. You didn't even try. Your silence is your weapon. But this time, it almost cost me my life. Tamar Braxton wasn't holding back anymore. From her hospital bed, she was shading, exposing, and confirming what gossip blogs, memes, and viral tweets had been whispering for weeks. Yandy Smith was pulling strings. Cousin Kesha was doing the dirty work. Mendeecees Harris sat silent in the middle of it all. And funky Dineva? He didn't escape either. Tamar revealed she had texted him from that very hospital bed, describing her injuries, her fractured nose, and even her missing teeth. How did he respond? By laughing. By turning her tragedy into a joke. By making himself the star of a scandal instead of standing by her side. "He called me that lady," Tamar said bitterly. "After everything. He couldn't even say my name. That's not friendship. That's betrayal." With that statement, the silence surrounding the drama shattered. Tamar had spoken, and the names she dropped, Yandy Smith, Mendeecees Harris, cousin Kesha, Funky Dineva, set the city on fire. Atlanta was ablaze. But where did this leave the key players? Tamar lay in a hospital bed claiming she had been attacked. Yandy Smith continued posting curated family photos, business updates, and smiling captions, saying nothing about the chaos. Mendeecees Harris remained quiet, hiding in plain sight. Cousin Kesha was nowhere to be found, letting her reputation speak for itself. And Funky Dineva? He continued to deflect, crack jokes, and spin the story while his so-called friend bled. The question everyone was asking now was impossible to ignore. Was Tamar just being dramatic, messy, or vindictive? Or was this the night the rumors became reality? The night Yandy Smith's silence strategy finally cracked? In Atlanta, silence isn't just absence, it's strategy, power, and sometimes guilt. Tamar's broken, bruised, but unshaken voice had transformed that silence into a declaration the world couldn't ignore. Once her confession hit the internet, the city went into overdrive. Blogs locked in headlines, YouTubers went live before brushing their teeth, and Twitter hashtags exploded globally. Everyone agreed on one thing. Tamar wasn't merely venting. She was pointing fingers directly at Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris. She said their names. She confirmed cousin Kesha's presence. The chorus of her truth echoed across timelines, reposts, remixes, and TikTok skits. Fans clutched at the sheets with her as she told her story. At first, Yandy Smith tried her usual tactic, silence. Polished family photos, curated captions, and clips of her kids laughing in the park. But this time, it didn't work. Tamar's words were specific, raw, and bloody. Comments under Yandy's posts transformed from emojis of support to accusations. "Where's cousin Kesha?" "Yandy, why was Mendeecees with Tamar at V12? Your silence is guilt." Smiling selfies couldn't counteract a hospital bed confession naming names. Mendeecees Harris fared worse. His silence, once his shield, became his undoing. Tamar's words painted him as a coward, a man who watched chaos unfold, let her bleed, and said nothing. "Why didn't you protect me?" she asked, and the question echoed through social feeds. Fans replayed her statements, pausing at every emphasis, every tear, every mention of Mendeecees' name. They connected the dots, his history of letting rumors swirl, letting women fight, hiding behind silence, and unanimously concluded Tamar had called him out without mercy. The intensity escalated when Tamar recounted the details from that lounge. She described Yandy's eyes as cold and calculated, a gaze that said more than words ever could. The room froze, not because of the music, not because of drinks, but because of her look, Tamar said. And Mendeecees? He sat still, hoping silence would protect him. But silence doesn't save. It only confirms suspicion. Then came Funky Dineva. Tamar made sure he wasn't spared. She described texting him about her injuries, about the pool of blood, about her missing teeth.
And how did he respond?
By making jokes, posting memes, and calling her that lady.
"He was supposed to be my friend," she said.
But when I needed him, he laughed. He mocked me. He cared more about clicks than about me. The internet turned instantly. Past comments, messy shade, and deflections suddenly looked sinister. Fans wondered, was Funky covering for Yandy? For Mendeecees? Or worse, himself? By now, Mendeecees' silence had become unbearable. No denial, no defense, no attempt to refute Tamar. His inaction only fueled suspicion. If Tamar were wrong, why wouldn't he speak up? If she were confused, why wouldn't he clarify? Instead, he stayed silent, And that silence shouted louder than any words. Meanwhile, Yandy Smith's polished silence strategy began to crack under pressure. Comments became battlefield zones. TikTok creators mocked her curated image, overlaying clips of her family life with the drama at V12 Lounge. Tamar's hospital bed confession wasn't just messy reality TV gossip anymore. It was a pattern, a revelation, a reckoning. Tamar Braxton wasn't holding back anymore. Her hospital bed became the stage, her bandaged face and swollen features the proof. While Yandy Smith posted smiling videos, Tamar's confession ran raw and bloody across timelines. Bloggers compared Yandy to a mafia boss, calm, polished, with muscle lurking in the shadows. And in this story, that muscle was none other than cousin Kesha. The hashtag Kesha pulled up dominated Twitter as fans connected the dots between her reunion attack and Tamar's hospital photos. One tweet read, "Yandy doesn't need to fight. Kesha fights for her." Another chimed in, "Same cousin, same playbook." Tamar didn't stop at implication. She doubled down. She shared screenshots from her phone, texts she claimed she sent to Funky Dineva the morning after the attack. Asterisk, "I'm missing 4 teeth. My nose is broken. I don't even remember what happened." Asterisk, the timestamps matched the night at the club, the panic in her words undeniable. Her caption was merciless. Asterisk, "Friends who laugh at your pain are not friends. Men who sit silent while you bleed are not men. Women who send others to do their dirty work will one day face the truth." Asterisk, Tamar Braxton wasn't hinting anymore. She was naming names. Yandy Smith, Mendeecees Harris, Funky Dineva, cousin Kesha. Her injuries, her pain, her fractured nose, they were now tied to them all. The internet devoured it. Fans dissected every word, replayed every frame, and the silence of the accused only made Tamar's voice louder. Questions flooded in. If Tamar was lying, why didn't Yandy Smith sue? Why didn't Mendeecees Harris defend himself? Why didn't Funky Dineva go live with their story? And why hadn't cousin Kesha said a word? In Atlanta, silence isn't neutral, it's loaded. And in this case, their silence was speaking volumes. Tamar made it clear, she wasn't just a victim. She was a voice turning pain into proof. By the 3rd day after her hospital confession, Atlanta was ablaze. Every blog, timeline, and talk show replayed her words. Her bandaged face wasn't a headline anymore, it was a symbol. A symbol of silence breaking. A symbol of revenge exposed. A symbol of how one night with Mendeecees Harris could unravel chaos in an instant. And Tamar wasn't done. From her hospital bed, she spoke directly to the camera, voice steady, eyes filled with tears but unwavering. Asterisk, everybody keeps asking if I'm scared. I am, but not of the truth. I'm scared of how far they'll go to hide it. Yandy Smith, you know what happened. Mendeecees Harris, you know you were there. Funky Dineva, you know you covered it up. Yandy Smith's polished silence cracked. She didn't post a statement, didn't go live. Only a cryptic Instagram story. A black screen with white text, asterisk, "Don't believe everything you hear. God fights my battles." Asterisk, just 12 words, but the reaction was instant. Fans saw it as deflection, as admission. Tweets poured in. Asterisk, "She hides behind God when she should tell the truth." Asterisk, Yandy fights with Kesha, not God. Asterisk, and every mention of hashtag Kesha pulled up attached for emphasis. The comments were brutal. Fire emojis, calls for answers. Her carefully curated silence wasn't working anymore. Meanwhile, Mendeecees Harris unraveled without saying a word. Tamar repeatedly named him in her videos, painting him as a silent coward. "I watched him let it happen," she said. Asterisk, "You didn't say a word. You didn't stop it. You didn't protect me. You left me to die." Asterisk, that line echoed across social media like a knife. Fans reacted instantly. Asterisk, silent men are the most dangerous. Mendeecees Harris built his life on silence. Now Tamar is tearing it down. The receipts poured in. Bloggers dug up old clips from Love and Hip Hop, piecing together every moment Mendeecees stayed silent while drama unfolded. Scenes of Samantha and Yandy's fights, Erica Mina's breakdowns, even interviews where he admitted silence was his survival strategy, they all reinforced Tamar's claims. This time, silence looked like guilt. Tamar didn't spare funky Dineva either. She posted texts proving she reached out after the attack, and he laughed at her pain. Asterisk, you knew what happened to me, and you made jokes. You laughed while I bled. That's not friendship. That's betrayal. Asterisk fans tore him apart online. TikTok edits paired Tamar crying in her hospital bed with screenshots of Funky's jokes. The verdict was unanimous. He wasn't defending Tamar. He was protecting Yandy and Mendeecees. Then the whispers of witnesses surfaced. One source claimed, asterisk, I saw Kesha there. I'm not saying I saw her swing, but she was in a room. Asterisk another said, asterisk, Mendeecees was at Tamar's house. Don't let him fool you. He was there. Asterisk each new revelation stacked the pieces, making Tamar's hospital confession increasingly credible. Memes exploded. One showed her with the caption, asterisk silence doesn't heal broken teeth. Asterisk another juxtaposed Yandy's Instagram smile with the words, asterisk, she doesn't clap back. She claps silently. Asterisk. By now, the story was no longer just Tamar's. It was being written by the fans. The internet decided. Yandy Smith plotted. Cousin Kesha pulled up. Mendeecees Harris stayed silent. And Funky Dineva laughed while the blood dried. No one could stop the narrative. And Tamar? She was no longer just a victim of silence. She was a voice turning pain into undeniable proof. Then came the memes. One showed cousin Kesha sprinting off the reunion stage with the caption, asterisk, history repeats itself. Asterisk fans couldn't ignore the parallels. Celebrities weighed in. Erica Mina posted a cryptic tweet, asterisk, funny how silence always tells the truth. Asterisk everyone connected the dots to Yandy Smith. K. Michelle went live. Asterisk, I believe Tamar. I've been there. These women play dirty. Asterisk even 50 Cent joined the conversation, posting a meme of cousin Kesha with laughing emojis, pushing the story beyond Atlanta and into mainstream chaos. By now, Tamar Braxton was no longer viewed as messy or chasing drama. She was a survivor, exposing the dirt. Her hospital bed had become her stage, her bandaged face and swollen features the ultimate proof. Her confessions were more dramatic than any episode of Love and Hip Hop. And just when it seemed the story couldn't get any more explosive, Tamar dropped the cliffhanger of all cliffhangers. In her third hospital post, she left the world with a single sentence. Asterisk, if they don't stop lying on me, I'll drop the videos. Asterisk, the internet exploded. Fans flooded Twitter. Asterisk, Tamar has footage. Asterisk on Instagram, the speculation intensified. Asterisk, what did Mendeecees let happen that she caught on camera? Asterisk blogs went into overdrive.